Hi, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of the five-part webinar series on MSP Essentials with Manage Engine. I'm Mahalakshmi, and I'll be your host for the day. Along with me, I have our technical expert, Harshita, on the panel with us. Now, without further ado, let's get started. I'll quickly run you through the webinar and what we have in store for us today. Before beginning the day's topic, I'll acquaint you with Manage Engine, its suite of MSP solutions, and what it's got to offer your IT environment. Then, we will discuss the critical challenges faced by MSPs in monitoring their customer environment. We will then discuss the importance of an ITOM solution for MSP, a few best practices that will help you ease out the operations of your client's IT environment, and how ITOM how Manage Engine's ITOM solutions can help you achieve that, along with a demo of Manage Engine's Site 24/7. This will be then followed by our vision and mission for MSP and MSSP, and then we will have a live Q&A session. Now, during the course of webinar, if you have any questions or doubts, feel free to drop your questions in the chat box, and Harshita will address them either during the Q&A or at the end as we go along. Now, let's get an intro of Manage Engine. Manage Engine is the IT management software division of Zoho Corp. It is privately held and it's profitable since its inception. Zoho was established in the year 1996 in the name of Advent.net, and in the year 2002, Manage Engine got under it. It was an enterprise IT management solution. What started as that in the year 2005, it expanded to applications for businesses, collaboration, and productivity. And in the year 2021, Zoho launched Control, a workflow orchestration software for businesses. And in the later half of 2021, Zoho also launched Trainer Central, an all-in-one training and e-learning platform for organizations. More about Manage Engine. It's a bootstrapped, private, and profitable organization since its inception. We have about 20 plus years of our footing in the industry. More than 280,000 organizations across the globe trust Manage Engine. We have launched about more than 120 products and tools for IT management. We are partnered with more than 200 technology partners. More than 4,500 employees actively work to ease your IT operations. We are spread across 190 countries, and we have about 34 global offices. 9 out of 10 Fortune 100 companies trust us. More about Manage Engine's MSP solution. It's a software vendor division for IT service providers. MSP Manage Engine's MSP solution engineers IT management and security tools specifically for MSP and MSSPs. Manage Engine also has hosting services across RMM, PSA, and IT security verticals. More about our expertise. We have our MSP and MSSP expertise under three verticals: RMM, remote monitoring and management; professional services automation; and IT security. Under remote monitoring and management, we have RMM Central, Endpoint Central, Site 24/7, Op Manager, Mobile Device Manager. Mobile Device Manager MSP. In the professional service automation, we have Service Desk Plus MSP. And the IT security vertical, we have Log 360 MSP, PAM 360 MSP, and Password Manager Pro MSP. Now that we've gotten acquainted with Manage Engine, let's quickly delve into the topic for the day: IT operations and server monitoring best practices. Managed service providers, MSPs, are the tech cavaliers of the day. They come in to save struggling businesses from the ever-growing complexity of the IT systems. But one needs to remember that the IT world is rapidly adopting new approaches and changing methods, bringing new problems that can stumble even the most experienced service providers. Now, in order to understand the best practices, we first need to understand the stumbling blocks, the challenges. What are the stumbling blocks to managing an MSP? Firstly, lack of visibility into the client infrastructure. With the growth in the number of clients, it becomes increasingly difficult to have an in-depth visibility into the client infrastructure simultaneously. Total visibility into multi-client environments help eliminate operational blind spots. Apart from the complexity of the infrastructure, relying on multiple tools for various tasks, say monitoring, ticketing, patch management, security, etc., often leaves clients juggling through different platforms that don't communicate so well with one another. This creates inefficiency in the workflow, as technicians need to constantly switch between tools to get the information that they need. Now, we understand that SaaS ecosystems comprise myriad of interconnected applications, each serving its own specific purpose. As businesses increasingly rely on diverse SaaS solutions to drive their operations, effectively managing and streamlining these integrations also becomes paramount. MSPs often manage multiple clients, each with their own unique needs and expectations for performance and monitoring. Performance and monitoring. Tailoring for each client requirement and managing their customized data can be easy, but isolating them and knowing what they need can be time consuming and resource intensive. Managing client infrastructure in a hybrid environment where clients have a mix of on-premises system and cloud-based solution can present challenge of interoperability for MSPs, particularly when managing these systems are done remotely. Now, this will in turn migrate and escalate into challenges related to scalability, security, and mounting cloud costs if not efficiently managed. Now that we have discussed the challenges MSPs face in monitoring, it's clear that without the right tools, these challenges can become overwhelming. This is where a robust MSP monitoring tool becomes essential. Let's explore why having the right tool in place is so important for addressing these issues effectively. Why is an MSP ITOM solution so important? Because it helps you discover, collect, and monitor the health and performance of the client infrastructure. It provides visibility across your client environment. It can actively aid you in generating alerts and tickets via third-party channels in case of an issue. It can also oversee multiple endpoints and clients in parallel. And apart from monitoring, you can also leverage AIOps for forecasting and anomaly detection. You can also schedule IT automations and auto healing in case of an issue. So, we have established why an ITOM solution is crucial for MSPs. But this is only half the bridge. The rest of it relies on understanding how to make the most of it. To truly optimize and streamline your IT operation, there are several key practices to keep in mind. Let us now explore a few best practices that can help you ease and enhance your IT operations. One frequently asked question by MSPs when it comes to ITOM is how many more tools before we need, how many more tools do we need before we spend more time in managing them than actually solving the client's problem. Managing numerous systems across different environments often involves using multiple monitoring tools, which can create a noisy infrastructure and lead to tool sprawl. To tackle this, MSPs need centralized monitoring as it helps them understand the interdependencies between each component within their infrastructure. A multi-layer monitoring system provides clearer insights and correlation, enabling them better to and enabling them better and make it more efficient for them to track the performance and issues across all endpoints. This allows quicker identification of the root cause because we isolate the layer within the system that's responsible for it. Moreover, integrating security into a multi-layered monitoring system ensures that potential threats are identified and addressed promptly. This also enhances the overall stability of the infrastructure. The next best practice is prioritizing monitoring over comprehensive insights. It starts with the ability to auto-discover all your server and server's resources, ensuring comprehensive coverage from the start. You should often look for a tool that offers support for heterogeneous OS platforms, like say Site 24/7. It offers OS heterogeneous OS platform support, including for OS like Windows, Mac OS, FreeBSD, and various Linux and Unix flavor. Alma Linux, Ubuntu Linux, IBM AX, and Solaris. It is important for a monitoring tool to ease your learning curve and ensure seamless onboarding. Tools that facilitate bulk installation, installing multiple machines at one go, immediately kickstarts your monitoring journey without constantly having to cross-check your onboarding checklist. Track the behavior of your server resources. In the case of Windows, the services, and in the case of Linux, the processes in real time, providing immediate insight into the performance. Keep an eye on the changes within your server's internal resources, including URLs, ports, NTPs, files, directories, to check the service availability and also to detect any unauthorized access changes or suspicious activities within them. By integrating and monitoring core usage across virtual cloud and container environment with more than like 80 server performance metrics, you can ensure both interoperability, enhancing the effectiveness of your monitoring strategy. The third best practice would be presenting a clear visual of server resources, server and server resources. How can we expect to catch critical issues in time if we can't see them clearly all at one place? Visualizations are very important because visual dashboards can consolidate data across various environments, cloud, on-prem, hybrid, providing a comprehensive overview. Get an immediate overview of your server health, easing rapid identification of issues. With Site 24/7's build your own dashboard, create customized dashboard, NOC views, inventory, and business views, highlighting all metrics impacting the performance of your infrastructure stack for your clients. Get insightful reports, including the RCA report, the SLA reports, and individual server resource reports for the latest performance and results and trends. With the RCA reports, you can also become up to date of your customers' life status and their infrastructure's service consistencies. The fourth best practice is to set up detailed alerts and diversify your notification channel. To effectively manage your client server, it is crucial to understand the most important KPIs that reflect the server's functionality. You should start by establishing a baseline for the normal server performance, ensuring that any deviation from this particular baseline is flagged as an anomaly. Once your baseline and deviations are finalized, set up thresholds. Defining thresholds based on historical data, performance variability, and potential deviations will further help in identifying critical issues. Diversifying your notification channels ensure that alerts are delivered promptly through multiple methods, such as emails, SMS, or mobile app notification in case of a threshold breach. Choose a channel to facilitate your collaboration, ITSM, and workflow. Choose a channel to help you. Choose a channel to help you facilitate collaboration, ITSM, and workflow from your organization's tool to your client's tool without causing any tremors in communication. Site 24/7 also provides integration with various third-party services to receive alerts as notification. Additionally, integrating these alerts with automated workflows allows for proactive incident management, ensuring swift resolution without relying solely on manual intervention. Now that you've set up detailed alerts, diversified your notification channels, it's time to shift from reactive management to proactive growth. This brings us to the next best practice: predicting resources needs for strategic capacity planning. Ensure long-term stability in efficiency, it is essential to predict resource needs accurately. Managing resources and planning the capacity goes hand in hand. Enabling MSPs to optimize performance and ensure seamless operation is paramount. By predicting future needs through historical analysis and by contextualizing resource trends, you can stay ahead of potential challenges. It is essential to monitor key metrics such as disk, CPU, and memory usage, along with the reservations, limits, and shared value to accurately forecast future needs. Prioritizing resource allocations based on utilization patterns, workload behavior, and requirements will ensure efficient performance. Additionally, proactively scaling resources and their capacity helps prevent any negative impact on your server's performance, allowing for a smoother operation as your demand keeps growing. With a strong foundation in predicting resource needs and strategic capacity planning, the next critical step is enhancing security and operational efficiency. This brings us to our final best practice: implementing role-based access control. Implementing role-based access control, RBAC, is essential for enhancing security within your organization. By restricting access only to the necessary resource, you minimize the risk of unauthorized access. Site 24/7 also offers different roles and role-based permissions for MSPs. By clearly defining roles that align with job function, gives you a precise control over who can access what specific resource. This approach also helps in ensuring clear separation of responsibilities, which not only improves security but also supports compliance efforts. Now, Take a look at this particular image. An admin or a super admin in Site 24/7 is the primary account holder, and they assign users with specific roles and permission to access what is required of their job function. RBAZ helps exercise fine-grained control over various layers of your application and data. Say this is an MSP operator. He assigns the roles to the users. These roles can be classified into three categories: the admin, the operator, and the read-only. The admin role is given permission to edit and modify resources. The operator role is given access to edit, delete, and schedule any updates. They are not given access to modifying any of these resources. The read-only access is very specific, and the users given read-only access can only read the data provided in the dashboard or in the monitor view. Ultimately, adopting RBAC builds trust with the clients, demonstrating your commitment to protecting sensitive information. Now that we have taken a look at all the best practices, let me give you an all-encompassing demo, a practical walkthrough of how it's all done in Site 24/7. I hope my screen's visible. So once you log into the Site 24/7's MSP portal, you'll be immediately greeted with a default view of your customer's health dashboard. This can also be called as the status overview dashboard or the overview dashboard, because in a single view, it gives you the customer details, the number of monitors that they have, and the status of each of these monitors. You can also view them via customer group view, wherein they can be segregated with respect to the job function or their groupification. Say for development team, you have a separate group. For support and sales, you have a separate group. Take a look at this status dashboard. Take an example of this AWS monitors. This particular customer has about 22 monitors, out of which one is in error. And take an example of this customer test 11. They have all the 9 monitors ready and available. So it gives you an overall view just by taking you to this health dashboard. You can get an entire status overview. Let us look deeper into this particular dashboard. Just by clicking on this particular customer, you'll be taken into their details. So they have 17 down monitors, 10 troubled, 35 available, and 1 monitor with confirmed anomaly. You can also view your MSP customer plan. Say for this particular customer, they have about 382 basic monitors and 15 advanced monitors. You can also check the number of alert credits remaining for you. They also have 1 under maintenance. Let's take a deeper look at the particular server monitor here. So as soon as you click into the server monitoring icon over here, you'll be taken into the list of server monitors available. And from there, you can select the specific server monitor that you want to view. When you get into this particular monitor, you will be bestowed immediately with a summary view, wherein you can check the availability of this particular monitor. In this case, there is 53% availability. The CPU utilization percentage, here it's 16. The memory utilization percentage, here it's 22, and the disk utilization percentage, along with downtimes and the SLA percentage achieved. Now, in case this particular monitor is in under trouble status, as you can view the icon over here, so you are immediately given the root cause analysis and the detail of what went wrong. You can also check it through the events timeline. In case of down, these bar will change into red color. In case of a critical, that is a lesser trouble than down and a slightly graver trouble than trouble status, you will have the orange icon. And in case of trouble, which is now, it is yellow. And if it's under maintenance, if you've scheduled maintenance for this, then it will be in the purple icon. Now, apart from the event timeline, you also have the snapshot view of the services, processes, disk, plugins, and resource checks. Services and processes are for Linux and Windows monitors, respectively. In the case of this particular processes, this particular monitor has about 17 processes, out of which 5 is under trouble. And the number of under the number of services, it has 16 services, out of which 8 is under trouble. The number of disk it has is 5, and 1 is under trouble. Now, there's no plugins attached to it because currently this monitor has suspended its plugins. But in case you want to add, say, like a MongoDB or a Cassandra plugin to it, then you can just click on the add new icon and then add it and then view its status through the summary dashboard itself. Under resource check, you will monitor all your internal resources like we had spoken in the second best practice. We talked about how monitoring internal resources of your server like NTP, bounces, files, directories, URL, and ports is very essential. So all of these are checked under the resource check icon here. So if you want to add any new resource check into this, you can just click on the add new icon and then add it. Once you've added it, it will automatically keep discovering any new resource check and give you, and it will keep giving you ideas as to whether you want to add this or not. It's just suggestion based. And then you have the CPU utilization percentage chart, the maximum, minimum, and the average. You have the memory utilization chart, the maximum, minimum, and the average. You have the process queue length, the disk usage with capacity plan. After the summary dashboard is done, you can switch to the service and processes tab. In here, you'll be given the top processes for the last hours on this monitor based on CPU and memory. And also, these are color coded on the basis of which service or process takes up most. You also have a individualistic process CPU usage and process memory usage chart. The inventory details of the Windows services, their statuses, along with the associated process, the CPU, memory, all of the details. And also the processes, the service process, all of it is mentioned just with one cursory glance. Now, this is an important part to note because in here you can check for capacity planning. The predictive analysis that we talked about in the best practice is very much visible here because in the CPU utilization chart, what it does is it records your CPU percentage or the CPU utilization done by this particular monitor, records it, and then reflects it by predicting what will be your usage for the next day. So this is the forecast detail, and this is the actual usage for 20th and 21st of October. The CPU utility rate. The same goes for memory. In here, it will record the percentage of memory used and then predict by analyzing the trend and giving you insights into what will be the memory usage for the next 2 days. You can also change the duration of your usage here and then get percentage for a week or for 3 days, 2 days. The maximum we do is for a week now. The disk tab has the average disk utilization, the overall free space, and the overall used space. You also have the predictive analysis for disk here. And the very crucial part is that under individual disk utilization, you also get the forecast for each individual disk under this monitor. This is the predictive analysis for individual disk utilization. These are the network details, the number of packets sent, received, the number of data sent, received, the network details. Now, as we discussed, this particular monitor has suspended its plugin integration, but in case you want to add, what you can do is you can just click on it and then easily add a plugin monitor. You can write your own custom scripts and get it. And in case you want to add a specific plugin that you wanted through us, you can write it through the community. So these are all the different types of resource check that we provide. The internal resource monitoring. We give out URL check, file check, Windows event logs, NFS check, NTP check, directory checks, and port check. This is the event log summary for this particular monitor. You can change it on the basis of hour or day, the severity type, or the log type. Now, you can also integrate your server monitor with app logs. And then get Windows event log summary. This is the log event summary that you get once you integrate with app logs. Now, apart from all of this, you can also set thresholds and get notified for this. Click on the hamburger icon of this particular monitor, add a display name, and under configuration profile, set your threshold for this particular monitor. Add necessary tags. Say, for example, you don't want to delete it, or you want to just get the server metrics for this associated monitor. and then add the resource profile check related to this particular monitor that you want to set the threshold to. Add IT automation detail, select, for example, you can select the monitor from here, and then the IT automation that you want to execute. You can also send it to a particular user group and targeted it just for them. Say, for example, you want to send a particular alert notification just for the developing team or your production team. You can mark those team, and these alerts will only be sent to them, saving you from alert fatigue. And you can also add the third-party integration channels. Say, for example, here we have PagerDuty. You can add that or webhook and then save your automation. What will happen is it will connect your client's organization tool with your organization tool without having any communication hindrance. You can ease it. Say, for example, you using some other third-party notification and you are channeling it to your client something else, say webhooks or Teams, it will be notified only in the Teams. That way, you can ensure there is no hindrance or blockage in the communication and no alert is missed. Instead of adding automation template there or setting the threshold there, you can also add your IT automation templates here. Just click on add an automation template and follow the same process. You can schedule an IT automation for a time. It can be daily, weekly, or monthly. Add tag, set the alert group, specify on what basis or what channel you want to alert them in, and then set the automation profile. Now I hope you see the Zilker here. The other days, it's marked as Site 24/7. But when you get into white labeling, that is provided exclusively for MSP customers, what happens is we rebrand it according to your organization needs. And once you get into white labeling, you will also have separate set of customer endpoints that you can view. And once you have a Site 24/7, once you are an MSP of Site 24/7, what will happen is aside of the home icon, you will have an MSP icon over here, and it will directly lead you to your MSP customers without having to go through the hassle of finding out each specific monitors. Now that we have had a walkthrough of Site 24/7, managing Site 24/7, discuss why choose ManageEngine ITOM for MSP. Now, ManageEngine Site 24/7 is a cloud-based monitoring platform that helps IT and DevOps team of all shapes and sizes break down their complex relationship between IT infrastructure, application, customer, and businesses. Site 24/7 has been in the market for 15 years now, and presently it is an emerging AIOps-powered digital experience monitoring, ITOM, and observability solution for IT and DevOps. Now, aside of being an ITOM solution, an all-in-one stop for your ITOM needs, it also provides you with cloud cost optimization and hosted status pages for businesses to thrive. 24/7, your monitoring hub. Now, under MSP, we have multi-tenancy, white labeling, in-depth reports and SLEs. We also provide policy-driven alerting, comprehensive roles and permission, and give you a very flexible pricing. Now, not only for server monitoring, For an entire monitoring hub, you have intuitive dashboard, a deeper integration, anomaly detection, AI-powered forecasting, IP automation, and all of these can be done remotely. Managed Engine's ITOM solution can now be accessed via on-premises through Managed Engine Op Manager and in a SaaS-based form with Managed Engine Site 24/7. Adhere to all security and compliance standards. And we thrive in coexisting. We have about 300 plus out-of-the-box integration support for technology and services. And our vision for MSP and MSSP is that Managed Engine as an MSP platform strives for enhanced IT service delivery, increased monthly recurring revenue, and improved client retention rates. Guys, so I hope we've answered all your questions. And if you're interested in a technical walkthrough, you can always schedule a session with Site 24/7 and get to know more about us. I've posted the link for all of you in the chat box. Our next session on MSP Essential is for SIEM Insights. It's scheduled on the 29th of October, and I hope you attend it without fail. I hope you found this session informative and insightful. Thank you for joining.